Hello. So we are going to go through the first, let's say, phrase of Alap, as it were, really sort of breaking it down, because we're starting to get more into the thought process of Alap. So again, the first chapter, or little chapter sa, we outline it like this: ni da sa, phrase; ni re ga, phrase; ga re ni re sa, phrase. Of course, in practice, that's not really how no one would really play something like that. It's too static. So that's really just sort of let's call that an outline. Something you might actually do is go like this. Sort of touching from re, and a little more sophisticated. So with those first three notes, ni, da, sa, that would be an actual way of playing ni, da, sa. Like artistically, I think that would be viable. And you get the thought process. It's like you never consider the notes of a rag in isolation. They're always in connection to other things, but the balance and the flow and the pathways you take will vary depending on the rag. So like ni, da, sa doesn't technically have a re in it, but we're going to just like touch re from the beginning. And we're going to touch it so lightly you can barely even hear it, but we kind of know we're coming from there. We're kind of pre-bending ni from the re. But resting on ni. Ni's the big show in town, really is. And so da is also not a big show. So we're again kind of touching da, but resting on ni. So touch re, touch da. And simple. We're not, throwing all our cards away yet. We could, but we're not going to. We're going to hold them for a little bit. And then we'll give it a little more. Ni, da, sa, ni. And with the plucks, I'm doing that with only 2 plucks. So it's a little more ornate. It's a little more delicate. And then I'm going to weave it all together in one kind of fancy phrase. I'm going ni, da, re, ni, sa in one phrase, in one pluck. It's called murki. Murki is where you blend a whole bunch of notes together into a run that you don't necessarily do a lot of plucking for. I play it like this. That's pretty quick. When you practice it, you probably want to take... So you could also take it... You could pluck out every note if you wanted to get used to bending and releasing and hearing things. When you get good at it, though, murki is going to be done in one stroke. See, that was one stroke. So again, the whole thing. You just touch re. Hang out on ni. Swing to da. Simple. Little murki. And long one that ties all the notes we've done together. So try to memorize that specifically, and also try to feel how the energy develops, how you're developing the ideas. Because you can do whatever you want, but it's like that is, I think, has some sensitivity to, how, like these ideas of foreshadowing. Like foreshadowing, you may do something else later on, but you don't want to shift an energy center within exploring the notes too soon, or spread the energy of the notes out too much. Those are things you don't want to do, because you lose the dynamics of it. If I just started the whole thing with doesn't sound like anything, but if I really I'll touch notes. See, with that relationship of the notes, I allow some notes to be very weak and other notes to be very strong, but I find some kind of nice subtle ornaments to kind of connect them. That's what really gives it a vocal quality. So, yeah, it's the thing for this week. So, yeah, have fun with that.